Mechanized travel is for official business only. Be safe out there.
We just stopped to rest. Geozel found a scratch, and we don't know if it's the Rakul infection, so we're waiting. And Ferdowin might be coming down with the Geonosian swamp flu, but we're on our way, I swear, and you're looking at me very strangely.
Are you part of the Outpost 4 supply convoy?
Yes. Private Gilrow. I assumed you were looking for us. We just stopped to rest. Sorry to trouble everyone.
You're 48 hours late. Have you been here that whole time?
Yeah. Like I said, Ferdowin was hurt. I mean, Geozo, and... Oh, forget it. I was never a good liar. We aren't going back. Is that what you wanted to hear? We've deserted.
Are conditions so bad you would turn against your every oath of loyalty?
I love the Republic. I do. But I've been here 5 years on a 1-year tour. I've sent complaints, talked to site counselors, nothing. 5 years we've been out here. No break. Most of our friends have died. We're wounded, tired, broken. Fighting something that can't think. Can't be frightened, and if you get the slightest scratch, you become the enemy and your own squad puts you down like a dog.
You have given the Republic as much as it can reasonably demand.
You're not gonna turn us in?
You'll never survive alone out here.
We're heading back near the main base. There's scavengers with ships there. Maybe we can make it off-world. Please, tell Commander Yajek you found our bodies. That way no one will ever come looking.
This is our home. We aren't sharing it with any pirates. I understand your anger. The instruction of your leaders to do everything is true.
State your business. This is a Republic military outpost, sovereign territory of the Galactic Republic. We will defend ourselves with deadly force if necessary.
Don't you recognize a Jedi when you see one?
Apologies, Master Jedi. Forgive my paranoia. There's no unauthorized travel this far into the wilds. Best policies usually blast first, chat later. Don't suppose you were sent by Commander Guarded with news about our supplies.
I found your convoy on my way here.
Did the Nexu get them? Wouldn't be the first time. They're alive, though? They better have a good excuse if they don't expect to get the lockup.
I found their bodies along the route.
No surprise. Well, they'll be missed. I'll send their uniforms home to their kin. Anyway, thanks for the help and the news. This sure won't help morale. Everyone else will just have to work a bit harder now.
Tunki salama na tupa. Chiholokto chobot I kafsto andale.
I'm here to save the doctor. Where will I find him?
Sigunra deha yaliska chanaga. Iting ka cha sa hopo ma.
Keep out of sight and protect your friend.
Need you what the klonki.
Stand down, Jedi. I'm afraid we both lose this contest. Dr. Gudera killed himself rather than be captured. It's a tragic loss.
Your goal was to kill him.
He was far more valuable to us alive. We are prepared to leave Taris without further violence. Full cessation of hostilities. Do you accept?
You've committed crimes against the Republic. I'm taking you in.
You know I can't allow that. Be reasonable. Unlike the men at the outpost, we're trained to fight Jedi. Don't underestimate us.
Wait, Jedi. These filthy imps are lying to you. My Maker is not dead. I conducted a second triangulation on my Maker's bioscan, just to be sure.
Thought we destroyed that irritating machine. Now you both have to die.
Critical damage. Circuits failing. Transmitting my Maker's new coordinates to you now. Save him. Do not let my functions end in vain.
Your main processor and memory circuits are intact. If there's a way to repair you, I'll find it.
Filthy imps. Kill them all!
O wamawanka mituske o wanatablota wijawa.
Not my finest performance, but serviceable. Do not fear. Dr. Gudera is unharmed. I painlessly rendered him unconscious and gently carried him to safety.
That trick only works once. Next time, I'll be ready.
There doesn't need to be a next time. We could continue this chase forever, but what a waste of resources. I suggest a compromise. Give me time to administer truth serum to Dr. Gudera. Once he reveals his secrets, he's yours. We'll both have what we want.
You've already deceived me twice. I'd be a fool to give you another chance.
My deceptions have failed to produce the desired result. Now, I'm telling the truth. I will purchase time for interrogating Dr. Gudera by offering you something of great personal interest. A Sith assassin is on Taris preparing to massacre a small Republic settlement. I can tell you where.
My only concern is rescuing Dr. Gudera. The colonists will have to defend themselves.
Colonists against a Sith assassin? At least the battle will be brief. I know you won't risk innocent lives. It's not in your nature. Rescue your settlement. When that's done, come here and you'll receive Dr. Gudera unharmed. You have my word.
Whether you're lying or not, I can't condemn those people to die.
The Republic colonists have a temporary shelter near some ruins. Sending the coordinates now. The Sith assassin is noted for being a master of beasts. She likely won't be alone. I advise caution.
Good luck, Jedi.
Welcome, Master Jedi. How did our humble settlement earn this honor? Do you need food or water? Anything we have is yours.
A Sith wants you all dead. I'm here to defend you.
Sith? But why us? We haven't done anything. This is horrible. We're not prepared for this.
Then you should not have come back to a world that is not yours. Paris belongs to the Sith Empire, now and forever. Even my beasts understand that.
Your knowledge is woefully incomplete.
Before you die, satisfy my curiosity. My mission was secret. How did you know about it?
You can't trust your own people. That's why the Empire will fall.
I'll inform Darth Angral of the security breach, but first things first. My pets are ready to play. Are you?
I haven't encountered a creature yet that could stop me.
You should feel honored to die at my hand.
Sith and her beasts! If you hadn't been here, they'd have torn us to pieces. Our settlement is new. We have fresh supplies. Please, take some.
Your safety is all the reward I need.
My parents told me stories of the Jedi when I was a boy. Now I know they're true.
Lord Angle, my interrogation is complete. Transmitting my report to you now.
Your efficiency will be noted. Take Dr. Guderra to Droman Kaas. I have plans for him.
You never mentioned you were working for Angrel.
What is this? Explain yourself, Watcher.
To ensure mission success, I compromised with the Jedi. He's here for the Doctor.
You compromised? With the Jedi vermin who killed my son? Perhaps I should be grateful. You spared me the effort of hunting you down.
Stop throwing your lackeys at me. If you want to end this, do it in person.
Watcher, bring me this filth alive. I will kill him myself.
Respectfully, my lord. I'm duty-bound to honor our bargain.
Don't trifle with me. I want that Jedi.
Very well, Lord Angle. I apologize for reneging on our deal, but I have orders. You understand? I recommend you surrender.
Despite your rank, you're still just a slave to the Sith.
Being a good servant does not make one a slave. I'd think a Jedi would understand that. This is not the ending I would have chosen. Again, Darth Angrel underestimates you. 20 years. I've avoided becoming a casualty of Sith madness. But an order is an order.
Obligations are what shape our lives.
We're not so different. For some reason, that's a comfort. Regardless, you are the victor here. How do you wish to proceed?
I'll hand you over to the Republic military.
My loyalties forbid that, but you've been a worthy adversary. I won't ask you to tarnish yourself by killing me. Farewell, Jedi.
Dr. Guderra, are you all right? I'm a Jedi Knight sent by General Var Suthra to rescue you.
Var Suthra? That old man never gives up, does he? The Imperials gave me a Class 4 truth serum. Don't remember the interrogation, but I fear they learned too much. I suppose you plan to take me back to Coruscant? I left for good reason, you know.
I'd like to hear it.
The Republic doomed itself when we signed that blasted treaty. The Sith Empire only sought a strategic pause in the fighting. Time to gather strength for a final crushing blow. The Senate ignored my projections. I refused to serve such monumental ignorance.
A government founded on freedom of choice is going to make mistakes, but it can also correct them.
I hope the fools who were in power when I left have been voted out of office. If it hasn't started already, all-out war is imminent. I'm ready to face what's coming. Perhaps it is time I returned. Finish the war and wipe out the Empire for good.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes. Be safe out there.
Agent. This Jedi never fails.
My team came to assist you. We discovered the outpost was destroyed and assumed the worst. Can you tell us what happened? We have unconfirmed reports the Imperial Spymaster Watcher 1 is on Taris.
The Spymaster was working for Darth Angral. I dealt with Watcher 1, but the Empire knows too much about us.
The Empire's spy network will suffer without Watcher 1's guidance. That buys us time.
Dr. Godera, you're looking well, all things considered. Ready to come home?
Depends. Are you ready to do what's right?
I always was, and our time has finally come. Agent, bring Dr. Godera to Coruscant immediately. We'll be needing his skills. Contact me from your ship. Our Suthra out.
Then this is goodbye. You saved my life. I owe you.
I'd never have found you without your droid. The Imperials destroyed it, but I salvaged the memory core.
Ah, Remo. One of my favorites. Thank you for salvaging his parts. Yes, I look forward to putting him back together.
This time, give him a body that isn't so fragile.
Excellent suggestion. He'd make a fine security droid. Working on Remo will make the long flight to Coruscant more bearable. Goodbye for now. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
General, Dr. Godera's on his way to you.
I can only imagine what the Empire would have done with him if you hadn't been there. I'm also told you saved a Republic settlement from a Sith assassin. Those colonists were lucky you showed up. How did you wind up there anyway?
The Imperial Spymaster warned me what the Sith was planning.
Division in the enemy ranks? Interesting. Let's hope there's more to come. Your work here may be done, but this isn't over.
I've arrived on Nar Shaddaa. Still no word from Agent Galen?
Negative. After Terrace and Ord Mantell, I fear the worst. I'll warn you now. The project there is... I should have ended it years ago.
Conversations like this never end well.
After the Empire's victory on Coruscant during the war, people were terrified. We looked weak, helpless. The Senate authorized research into science we had no business exploring, using technology to turn ordinary men into living weapons. The Power Guard program was creating the ultimate soldier, one tough enough to fight a Sith head-on.
The best defense against a Sith is someone like me.
Your order was nearly extinct. The Senate feared you might never recover. Nar Shaddaa has the latest advances in cybernetics, combat adrenals, personal armor, and weapons. Everything we need to create the Power Guards. There's also a distinct lack of government oversight. You're in Hutt territory, neutral space. Laws are practically non-existent.
It's my first visit to Hutt space. What do you know about them?
Hutts break laws just breathing, but they let us do our business, no questions asked. I placed a single operative in charge of the Power Guard project. Gave him unlimited authority and enough credits to fund the program. The research facility operates in absolute secrecy. I don't even know where it is.
Darth Angrel's henchmen on Coruscant said all our research facilities were compromised.
Our operative's name and contact data were in the file stolen on Coruscant. Our operative has disappeared, and Agent Galen vanished trying to find him. I can only assume they're dead or captured.
If they're alive, I'll save them. But what about the weapons project?
Our research can die for all I care. I need you to coordinate with the Strategic Information Service branch on Nar Shaddaa. The Bureau Chief's name is Raiken. SIS headquarters is hidden on the promenade. You'll visit a merchant shop and use a secret turbo lift in the back to meet with Raiken.
What should I know about this promenade area?
It's the center of commerce. You'll be rubbing shoulders with all sorts there, even the enemy. But the Hutts don't permit violence. Transmitting the location coordinates and turbolift security code to you. Good luck. Var Suthra, out.
My skies, a Jedi. Please help us. Innocent people are being slaughtered in the streets. I minister Plenid with the Republic's diplomatic corps. I was almost killed out there. The Kintan Kings gang controls this part of Nar Shaddaa. They're violent and well-armed Niktos who hate the Republic. The gang attacked me right out on the street in full view of everyone. My bodyguards were dead before I knew what was happening.
That's just plain wrong.
The murders aren't the worst of it. My bodyguards all carried Republic passcodes, and now the gangsters have them. With those passcodes, the Kintan Kings can slip right through our security. We'll be defenseless.
I have more important concerns.
But you're a Jedi! If you can't help us, who can? Whatever the Kintan Kings do with the passcodes, it's sure to hurt all of us. We desperately need them back.
I should take care of this problem before it interferes with my own business.
Enlightened self-interest wins the day again. Hooray! Recovering our security passcodes from those filthy criminals will save countless innocent lives, including mine. The Kintan Kings who shot my bodyguards are still outside the spaceport. They have the passcodes, I'm sure of it.
Finally had enough of this dump, eh? Where to, Chief?
Vehicle pads are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
This is a disaster, Barish. How can I deal with enemies who don't negotiate?
Ya pawa golka, toroni kuna wawunda donko.
Minister Plenid sent me. I have your stolen security passcodes.
I couldn't believe our luck when he sent word you were coming. You have my gratitude. I'm Ambassador Averdon. This is Barish Fennec Toril, one of the system's most prominent business leaders. Welcome.
I
was starting to wonder if the Republic was all alone here.
Far from it. Barish has been a great friend to the Khinton King gangsters.
Their days are numbered. That's a promise.
I should warn you. These are no ordinary criminals. The Khinton Kings want us out of their territory, and they're winning. A Jedi who was helping us was found butchered in the open street. Those gangsters did horrible things to him.
You're sure it was gangsters who killed the Jedi?
Yes and no. Reliable information is scarce. Morgukai are an Icto cult. Jedi hunters trained to resist the Force.
I've been trained to deal with Sith, Ambassador.
I assumed the dead Jedi was too. The gangsters' attack on Minister Plenid was a diversion. Their true goal was hijacking a Republic military freighter carrying cybernetic combat implants.
Esopoda no pajunti faguta jigotovogisa.
We don't need Kinton Kings with enhanced speed and strength. When you have the implants, take them to an arms merchant named Nurculus. He secretly works for Barish.
Putula musta o grani tampio do pushi wompa. Jenki Hasan, Obobiska wompa hoba.